Hello, my friends. I just wanted to show you this quick craft that I did today. My hubby and I found this toolbox thing or tool bin at the swap meet yesterday. And once we got done arguing over who was going to get to keep it, because we both wanted it, my hubby let me have it. So I took it outside and I spray painted it with this all-surface matte gray. I gave it that I got from Walmart. I gave it 2 good coats and front and back, and made sure that all the yellow was completely covered. And then I took it inside and I just sat on my kitchen floor with some paper down, and I got some stencils out and my Waverly Plaster chalk paint and some sponge dabbers, and I taped with some painter's tape, taped down this Ivy stencil that I had. And I just put some paint on my dabber and wiped most of it back off, and then just dabbed that stencil on there. And be careful not to put too much paint on there because you don't want it to bleed underneath that stencil. And then I very carefully peeled it back off. And that's what it looked like. But I wanted it to go all the way around the top and down the other side. So I flipped the stencil around and I retaped it at the top of the last stencil and continued on painting. And I did that all the way around. So it's on both sides and the top. And then I felt like it needed a little more, so I used this other stencil. I'm just going to use the butterflies on this other stencil. And I've used a very, very small sponge dabber. You can see it there on the bottom left. And I used the real tiny sponge dabber, and I just dabbed on butterflies here and there, just to fill in some blank spaces and pretty it up. And I really like how it turned out. It looks absolutely nothing like it did when I got it. I also took all the bins out. There's 18 bins, and I washed them really well because they were pretty grungy and you couldn't really see through them. And so I cleaned them up, and now you can see they're all nice and sparkly and shiny. And that craft is pretty much done. And now I just took it to my craft area and I set it on one of my tables, and I started filling it up with different craft embellishments I have, you know, my rusty stars and cowboy hats and rusty bells and buttons and all kinds of stuff. And I downsized a lot. I got rid of a lot of different containers I had all these things in, and down to this one container. So I was pretty happy with my little $5 find. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.